Why the would I start the conversation on a dating app? It's giving bum. It's giving you don't want to wake up a little bit earlier to get to the gym. It's giving what do you bring to the table? It's giving you don't know how to make a reservation. It's giving you don't know how to make a decision. It's giving nonchalant. I cannot stand nonchalant men. Go yourself. Go yourself. This is literally my rant. Like, I get so mad. And if you feel the same way as me, your feelings are valid. I'm here to tell you you are heard, you are seen. Simps only. Nonchalant men are so whack. If you can't even start a conversation, you're gonna be really afraid on this date.
The older I get, the more I am struggling with dating. More than it seems like other people I know are struggling with dating. I am 35 now, and I have walls higher than you can climb.
Honey, it sounds like you've hit the wall. That's the problem.
So when I meet somebody I connect with, because I don't date, I don't even flirt, I don't know how to flirt. So when I meet somebody I connect with, it's amazing, and I embrace it, and I'm happy to bring the walls down, and I'm happy to give it a chance, and I believe every ounce of bullshit that I'm fed, every ounce of bullshit, even if there's red flags, I believe every ounce of bullshit, because it's so rare to like somebody, and then they're just gone. Changed their mind, they weren't ready, and then you're just left wondering if it's going to be another 3 years before you connect with anyone again.
Tell me if you've seen this before too. Girls who are super, super confident, extremely successful, so pretty, like drop dead gorgeous, have everything going on for them. They're always single. And then on the other hand, guys who are super attractive, confident, super smart, everything, they're always in a relationship. Am I making this up, or have other people seen this trend too?
Somebody asked me the other day, like, Alyssa, are you off the market? Unfortunately, I am not off the market. However, I'm not on the market either. Previously, I was on the clearance section, but somehow somebody scooped me up and put me on layaway. Like, they're not ready to really officially take me home yet. But they know that they want me apparently one day. So I'm kind of like a winter coat at the Burlington Coat Factory. Like, they put me on reserve and they said, okay, a little bit at a time, but eventually one day, just not today.
All right, have a lot to crack into in tonight's coaching video, guys, so let's just jump right into this, shall we? So, where do we even start with these DGs over the age of 30 sitting here doing these TikToks, acting as if they still have leverage in the dating market, acting as if they are still 20 years old, acting as if they are still the prize, okay? They don't realize that those days are over, right? I mean, the sad thing about this is many of these women just double down on this delusional behavior and start demanding more from guys that aren't even paying attention to them anymore. They start creating more demands and requirements and hoops that you need to jump through in order to date them. And it's like, girl, wake up, right? Guys don't want to be with you anymore. And any guys that do are just there to hit it and quit it, right? They're just there for an easy lay. None of these guys are going to stick around anymore. And this is why I constantly try to warn these chicks, if they're in their 20s, don't waste it, okay? Use it wisely. Don't take your cues from the establishment, the matrix, the left, the woke mob, because they are going to lead you astray, and you yourself are going to end up on TikTok or any of these other social media platforms complaining about how hard dating is now that you're in your 30s, you're past your prime. What's wrong with these men? I shouldn't have to message you first. Oh, I'm the woman. You should pay for me. You should take care of me. Oh, yeah. And you start becoming more and more irrational. Like these, I hate to call them ladies, these ladies here, right, that we featured tonight. I mean, the first woman, she was talking about how first of all, you know what, if you really want to attract high value men, the first thing you need to do, ladies, is knock off the potty mouth, knock off the cursing, the F-bombs, the 4-letter words. Have a little class. Show a little character, right? And then you will attract a man with class and character. Okay, at least to whatever degree you can past 30. But that's first and foremost. Okay, that's just a pet peeve of mine. I mean, immediately when I meet a chick, and I've met a lot of hotties that once they open their mouth and they just start cursing like a sailor, I'm immediately turned off. I immediately just go soft. I'm just kind of like, okay. I mean, I'm just thinking like this chick's for the streets, right? I mean, learn how to talk, learn how to speak without needing these crutch words. So, yeah. But anyway, so she's sitting there talking about how she is angry that men are no longer simping to her. Essentially, that is what she is saying. Men no longer simp to me. You know, they're no longer messing me first. Why the F would I have to do that first? Why the F would I have to put in any effort? Why the F would I have to try? That's your job. Well, because again, you don't have leverage in this market anymore, right? You waited too long. Maybe 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, you could have been coming along with more demands that might have been fulfilled, right? I say might. But definitely now at 30, you cannot come with those same demands. I always liken this to the aging NFL running back, right? When the dude is 23, fresh out of college, fresh out of the draft, he can demand some big dollars, right? Which many of them do, right? They're smart enough to do that. Their agents tell them, like, now's the time that we got to go for the big money. We got to have you hold out. Don't show up to camp. Don't show up to practice. You know, miss a couple of games and put them in a bind where they have to pay you this crazy amount of money. And you know what? They end up getting that money, right? The owners cave to them and they're like, okay, we gotta do something. I know, I remember back in the day, Emmitt Smith did this. He was able to get like crazy money from Jerry Jones back in the day for the Cowboys. And then Ezekiel Elliott came along like 20 years later and did the same thing, right? He held out. He was threatening not to show up for games. They had to give him the money because they needed them. Why? Because of their value at that time. They were in their prime. They knew they could help them get to the playoffs and maybe a Super Bowl. Fast forward 15 years later, right? I remember Emmitt Smith, he was like 35 at this point. He couldn't demand that money anymore, right? As a matter of fact, he was just trying to hang on to his job. And he knew that Jerry Jones was going to cut him now. It's like this guy who had this legacy, who was once this, just top tier NFL running back, was now just, kind of a player that they were going to trade off and didn't have value for them anymore. So he couldn't come along and demand all that crazy money, just like Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, his performance is declining. So even right now, he can't demand the same amount of money he could have like 5 years ago, right? And he's still in his 20s. So when it comes to these women, they do that, right? They come along and start demanding the same attention, same amount of validation, if not more, now that they are older. In what world are you living in where that makes sense? It doesn't, right? It doesn't. And this is why I repeatedly tell these chicks, dating is not designed to work for women beyond the age of 30. It's just not. Okay? It will backfire on you if you stay out there. And don't take my word for it. Just get on social media, especially TikTok, and look at all these women, single over 30, that are trying to date out there. Do they ever find their forever man? No. Never seen a single case of that. And believe me and my team run through these videos like crazy. We've seen thousands of them at this point. Not one happy story. I would love to feature a happy story. Not one. Not one. Right? They're all out there frustrated, angry, pissed off, upset that men are no longer simping to them, no longer paying attention to them, acting like they're invisible. Why are men doing that? Because now there is a new generation of younger, hotter women out there. And these chicks do not want to believe that. They'll say like, oh, there's some guys out there who want older women. There's some guys that, they're not, every guy's a perv. I mean, all you have to do is look at the analytics of any pornographic adult site, right? Any like porn site. And you see what people are clicking on. Even women themselves, they're looking at young women. Nobody's like going to the porn site and going, let me see, women over 50. Yeah, them. No, everyone's like teens, college girls. I mean, those are the most heavily searched. Hey, nobody's looking for grandmas on there unless you have some weird ass fetish, right? But these girls, they just don't want to face reality, right? They don't want to face reality. This is why they get so bent out of shape when you try to give them facts, when you try to be honest with them, because they don't want to hear the truth. Why? Because the truth to them is ugly, especially now that they're in their 30s and they know they're past their prime. They know they're not getting that attention anymore. Instead of just looking in the mirror and going, hey, what can I do to better myself? What can I do, to make myself more appealing to the opposite sex? No. Instead, they just double down on their narrative and being even more nasty towards men, more masculine, more non-submissive. That is not what men want, right? And in one of the clips we featured tonight, one of the girls mentioned, she said, I don't get why these women are still single over 30. I mean, they're strong, they're confident, they have good jobs, they make a lot of money. Girl, when will these chicks wake up and realize men do not care about your money, your confidence? Because we'll never see your money anyway. Women are the cheapest creatures on the planet. We're not going to see that money, your confidence. Especially confidence, because whenever you hear, somebody say, "Oh yeah, this woman over here, she's confident," all you think of in your mind is she's a bitch, right? That's all that translates to these days, because that's what you see. That's what confidence has become, right? That's how it's defined now, just by, again, our observation of these women out in the real world. The women who are confident, they're usually just overbearing, insufferable bitches that you don't want to be around. So yeah, that's not attractive to men. Neither is the fact that you have some high-paying six-figure job. We don't care. That is not attractive to us. Is it attractive to women? Absolutely, right? Because they think they're going to get some of that money. Absolutely, they think that that's attractive. But for men, we don't find that attractive. I've said this before. I mean, even me. Well, I have a girl right now, but even me. And my girl's 21 now, but she did work at Starbucks, right? She did work at Starbucks at one point. I didn't meet her at Starbucks, but she did work there. I think it was like a couple months after I met her. I was like, what was your last job? She was like, I was a barista. Did I care? No, I'm financially successful. Did I care? Was I like, no, how come you don't have your PhD? Why don't you have that big comfy corporate job? You need to get that and be more confident. I wasn't thinking about that. I could care less. Right? Most guys could care less. I'll tell you right now, like Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, or even Jeff Bezos, right? If he walked into a Taco Bell and the friggin', the 18-year-old girl making the burrito, like gave him a look and they had a connection and, she was hot and she started showing interest in him, he would go for it, right? He would wipe that chick up. He would not care. I don't know if Jeff Bezos is kind of blue pill, but any red pill billionaire would not care, right? So as always, gentlemen, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Anything you would like to add, anything you would like to share, anything I might have missed, drop them in the comments below. As always, this is M from the 33 Secrets, signing out here. Don't forget to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, smash that notification bell as well so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure that if you love my work, if you love what I'm teaching here, it's adding value to your life, if you want to help me out, jump into 7 months of mastery. You're going to get a ton of value out of it. This is my personal program where I teach you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women in the world. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s. I'm not talking about single moms, divorced single moms, damaged women over 30, women with 5 therapists. No, I'm talking about the cream of the crop, just young, attractive, beautiful, and very classic and traditional women who are not like modern women. I teach you where to find these girls, how to cold approach them, and how to bring them into your life. I have many successful students around the world now, many of which have gotten married and had children and had families. It's crazy, with women that are hate to say it, that are beyond, let's say, a bit out of their league, to put it nicely, right? They were able to get women who were more attractive than they would normally have gotten if they hadn't been in mastery, and women that they probably would not have found if they had never gone through my mastery program and learned my teachings, right? So I teach you this stuff, and I teach you from a red pill perspective. I'm a professional pickup artist. I've been out there for the last 3 decades now. I've been coaching men since the 90s, so I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. I know how to find these girls. I still go out to this very day, and so I'm still fresh in the game, and you're going to learn a ton and get a ton out of value out of my 7 months of mastery program, right? And it's really easy to sign up. Well, right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons, so take advantage of it. All you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.